for today's finances is Tressa, Rockwood, and Barbara Stone from Rockwood Stone Wealth Management, and they're here to tell us about how, without the proper planning, retiring can mean running out of money. Well, thank you both for coming. So tell us a little bit about, without proper planning, we may not have money when we're older?
Well, you know, we are noticing a trend among pre-retirees that there's just a lot of confusion. That's kind of our take on definition of retirement these days. There's a lot of confusion and misperceptions. So we want to tell you what some of those things are and then teach you how planning can help you avoid some serious pitfalls so that you don't run out of money. Some of the things we're seeing is that people are retiring a little earlier than planned, sometimes not of their own choosing. There's been a lot of layoffs, closures, things like that, or people that were laid off during the economic downturn haven't been able to find something satisfying, or we find people that are being worked particularly hard because their employers have really thinned things out, so they're tired and they just want to quit earlier. So they're retiring earlier than planned, and then that leads to some kind of misconception about what it's going to cost to live in retirement. You know, for years people were told, oh, you need about 80% of what you earned in your working year to live on in retirement each month. Well, that is absolutely not true. The culprits are rising medical bills, the cost of real estate. These days, people are helping their dependents later in life.
A lot to consider.
Inflation. You need 100% of what you earned while you were working to live on in retirement. We also see a lot of middle-class people that consider paying off a good debt, like a mortgage with a reasonable interest rate, before they retire, and they throw a lot of cash at that, and they don't have enough to live on in their retirement. And then we see a lot of confusion about investing, because look what happened to the stock market in 2008. People are afraid of that. Look what happened to the bond market this year. There was quite a swoon. People are really afraid of that. And the CDs and the savings accounts, they're just not earning any money at all. So there's so much confusion of where do I put my retirement funds. So today we want to teach you a few things to kind of navigate all this confusion.
Yeah, let's clear up some of that confusion.
Well, what we suggest is before you retire, and several years before you retire, sit down with a financial advisor and have a financial plan done. And if you can't find a financial advisor that you feel comfortable with, there are a lot of calculators online and that type of thing. But there are several issues that you need to take into consideration before you say goodbye to your job. And the first one is inflation. You know, the Feds have inflation under control at 3% a year. That's their target. Well, if you have a 30-year retirement, everything that you buy now is going to be 130% more when you're old. So you have to figure that you've got this amount of retirement savings, you have this amount of retirement income, whether it's Social Security or not. If everything that you buy gets more expensive every year, are you going to have enough to pay for it? Another thing that we need to consider is as you get older, you get sicker. You go to the doctors a lot more often, so your medical expenses are going to increase, maybe dramatically. If you do have outstanding debt, how are you going to service it when you're on a fixed income? Okay? Think about that. Think about what you want to do in retirement. Do you want to fly to Paris for breakfast every day, or do you want to just stay and take care of your grandchildren? It's a big difference in lifestyle. And when are you going to buy a new car, and how much are you going to spend? So these are considerations that you need to sit down with somebody or a calculator and really work out over the 30 years worth of retirement that most of us are going to live through.
Well, perfect. Well, thank you so much for coming in and helping us kind of think about some things and clear up some of that confusion when we're thinking about retirement.